Ja, hallo zusammen. Erstmal Dankeschön, dass ihr euch dieses Mediabook geholt habt. Wie ihr schon gesehen habt, ist dies das Bonusmaterial, wo es ein Interview mit Kurt McKinney, aka Jason Stillwell, gibt. Mein Name ist Sean Davids. Ich bin einer der Produzenten von The Last Komitee und mittlerweile gut mit Kurt befreundet. Und es war nicht mal eine Sekunde, ja, noch nicht mal eine Sekunde hat es gedauert, bevor Kurt gesagt hat, dass er gerne dieses Interview für euch machte. Deswegen sage ich erstmal, hey Kurt, how you doing, man?
I'm good, Sean. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Can't
You
complain.
good?
Can't
Okay.
complain.
All
Now,
right.
look, obviously, people know a lot of the questions that usually get asked in an interview, so I try to at least mix it up a little bit.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
before we
stump me.
start, yeah, and before we start with the interview, I want to give you a chance to say your one German sentence that you uh, make sound so great. Let me hear it.
Selbstverständlich, aber bloß ein bisschen.
Selbstverständlich, aber bloß ein bisschen.
Do I really say it that well?
No, it sounds good, man. It really sounds good. It sounds almost German.
Okay. All right.
You believe me, huh?
Yeah. Selbstverständlich, aber bloß ein bisschen.
Yeah, great job, man. Now, Kurt, during the movie shoot of Karate Tiger, my question would be, looking back, is there anything that you would automatically say, okay, that was the most fun while shooting the film? Like maybe something specific that happened or something in general? What was your favorite part of shooting the movie?
Wow, that is a really good question. It was such a treat for me in general to be, 5 months off the boat, as I like to call it, 5 months in LA, waiting tables and going to acting class and trying to find an agent and all the whole journey getting there. I mean, I always knew that I had to be there. I had to be in Hollywood for something to happen, and I just wanted to be there. I just wanted to be there and be going through the steps. That was enough for me. And the fact that I got this was just, icing on the cake. Um, you know, the fun part about it was just waking up every morning, hitting that alarm clock because it was early, always a 7 a.m. call, at least 7 a.m. call. And often the shoot site would be an hour from where I lived in LA. So, there's a lot of 5 o'clock wake ups, 5:30, 6 o'clock wake ups. So, the favorite part every day was just getting ready, getting to the set and getting to work with all the actors and the director and Keith Strandberg, the writer, and just getting to collaborate with people and be on the movie set every day. It was a real treat, definitely.
Nice, man. Now, in Karate Tiger, you had so many great martial artists that you had alongside yourself. You had Jean-Claude Van Damme, you had Pete Cunningham, you had Dale Jacoby, just so many incredible fighters. But and don't worry, you're not going to offend anybody. But if you had one guy who would be your training partner for a year, let's go back to 1984. The movie is done, and you have one guy that you could train with for an entire year. Who would that guy be from your cast members?
Wow, that's a really good question. I want to say that Jean Claude and I had a really good time just cracking each other up, playing jokes on each other. We had a little more interaction that way. And, to go, and I used to see him out all the time at the clubs and bars and things like that. So, but, and I'm sure we'd have a great time training together. But I think that because Pete Cunningham was
Mm,
the real deal, not that, look, everybody was the real deal. Everybody's a martial artist, but Pete was, walking the walk. He was a competitive, kickboxing champion. So to, to train with Pete, I think would probably have been in my best interest if I wanted to fight in the ring, if I wanted to be in the ring for a big
yeah,
upcoming tournament. If I just wanted to have fun and train and um, have a good, good partner to hang with,
JW fails
and have JW,
as a martial artist,
what
no, huh?
he was my buddy to hang with. We did hang a lot. We would get together and hit the club circuit as well. And yeah, he was constantly cracking me up. So yeah, but you said martial arts, and JW
Yes, that was
not a
supposed to be a joke. I know he's not a martial artist.
yeah,
Yeah,
or
so okay,
skateboarder.
yeah, but that totally makes sense. I mean, as we already established, the fighters were incredible, but Pete, from a career standpoint, what he has accomplished as a fighter, he
Hmm.
was the number one guy on set.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Um, you have those scenes in the film where you work in the wooden man. And look, I'm not a martial artist. I only know movies, and I know for me personally, when I was standing in front of a wooden man for the first time, I didn't know what to do to make it look good. Um, did you have anybody on set who actually taught you or showed you like a choreography how to make it look good on screen?
Yeah, I mean, they were showing me the different, moves to make. And that was, Corey Ewan and Young Quay, who was a like choreographer, and would walk me through a lot of things. He like, can you do this? And he would do something, and I would try to copy it. So yeah, so they showed me what to do, and in a very short amount of time, I just had to do it, and roll camera. We're shooting. So, I'm not a wooden, dummy trainer. I've never trained that way, not before or not since. All my training was on the film, so I have no idea, how good that looked or not. When I look back on it, I go, "But that didn't look too bad for somebody who learned it,"
Oh, you fooled me.
But it was all me, it was me in the end. I did do it. So yeah, and it was fun. It was really fun learning to work that
Yeah, look
in the
good, man.
trailer.
Look good, man.
Cool, thanks.
Now, 40 years after No Retreat, No Surrender, or at least in Germany. I know that for you guys in the US, the movie came out a lot later, but for us in Germany,
Yeah.
1985 was the time when it was released in Germany,
Yeah.
but you guys shot
Was
it in
that a
84.
fall or winter release? Do you recall?
I have no idea. You know why I don't have any idea? Because I was 1 year old. Yeah. I wasn't in the cinemas, but I think it came out in the middle of the year. But I don't want to say anything wrong. But what
Because
you
I
could
was,
tell but
yeah,
what you
because I
could
was,
tell me is, did you ever expect, and honestly, ever, may it be in the 80s or in the 90s, that 40 years later people are still talking about that film?
no, no. In fact, I got the movie. I was 22 years old when I started shooting the film. I was 22 years old when I finished shooting the film, which was in like January of 1985. Started in like November, December maybe, yeah, somewhere around there, of '84, and then finished in the early winter of '85 in Seattle, because almost all the film was shot in LA except for about a week uh, in Seattle, and that was in early 1985. I had almost forgotten about the film until 1986, when I heard that it was going to get released somehow, and a buddy of mine called me and said, "Man, I just saw your movie on a commercial on television. I saw the trailer." I'm like, "What?" And this was 1986, so for me, this was you know over a year.
Yeah.
This was in like April of 1986 when it came out. So yeah, no, I didn't. I hoped that it would come out. I hoped that it would be well received, and that I would like. But I didn't see it until I went to see it in the movie theater in my hometown of Louisville, Kentucky, because I
Crazy.
happened to be back home getting married, and that's when I saw it.
Crazy, man.
It's funny, right?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But sometimes, I mean, we all know sometimes things just happen. Lightning in a bottle. You don't expect it, but that's the beauty about life. That sometimes good things do happen. Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes saying you got to show up, and had I not, gotten to LA, and when I did, when there was a, I was I needing to get out of town. I was needing to get to LA. I don't know. I had this sense of urgency. I got to be there. I got to get there. And somewhere inside of me, I guess somebody knew that that was coming, and I had to be there and be ready and prepared for that. Even though I was I was lifting weights and stuff and working out, going for runs, but I don't think I'd thrown a kick in a good 8 months or something like that
Yeah.
when I got the part. So then I had to start stretching again and throwing kicks and
Yeah.
everything. I had to lose some size because they said I looked too old, being bulkier. So I had to quit lifting weights, trim down, run more, and throw more kicks, and that was the end result. And I had about 2 weeks to get ready, so
Well, it worked out.
it
Look
worked
good.
out. It did. It worked out very well. Very fortunate.
Look, now in 2025, we're going to have the No Retreat, No Surrender, aka the Karate Tiger reunion in Germany, which I'm really happy about because I think it belongs to Germany to have the first reunion ever.
Agreed.
And I got you over to Germany for the first time in 2023. You had never have been to Germany before. So you also never had an idea how much or how beloved you are over here.
Hmm.
Now knowing how the fans react to you, are the German fans something special to you?
Well, Germany is special to me for a lot of reasons. My mother-in-law and father-in-law were both from Germany. They came over to the U.S. With their two sons and made a life for themselves here in the U.S. And then their daughter, my wife, was born, a year or two later after they got here. So I met her when I was 18 years old. So I've been around Germans from as a teenager, and yeah, I did receive fan mail from Germany quite often, and I knew that there was something about German cinema that that you know they love their action films, their martial arts films. So, but when I got there, it was a little overwhelming to see the response that I got from people. And it. Hmm,
Kurt, you still there?
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It just it makes me a little emotional to think about it. It's um, it means a lot. Yeah, and German fans are clearly uh, uh, the best people that I can think of who should be having the 40-year reunion first and foremost. They welcomed me beyond what I can even comprehend. Wonderful people.
and I am also so happy that not only that we got to meet you and I, that we became friends, but I'm also so happy to see how the love is coming from both sides, how the fans are loving you, how you are loving the fans. And look, nobody of us is getting any younger. So we're all getting older. Life is short. But
Yeah,
sometimes it's about those special moments, about enjoying yourself, about having moments that mean something to your heart. And it's so nice that you finally get the fan recognition overseas that was waiting for you for such a long time, but you didn't know how huge it was. And it's so nice for the German fans that they can actually see their beloved Karate Tiger, Jason Stillwell, or Kurt McKinney. Kurt, it was
well, thank
so
you.
great talking to you. Now, obviously, this will not be the last time that we talk, and it will also not be the last time that the German fans will see you because there are more projects in the pipeline. Yeah. And
Yeah,
for everybody who wants to, see what Kurt is doing, you can find him on Instagram. For everybody who wants to see what other great media books are coming out, Retro Gold 63. Retro Gold 63. Boah, dieses Sprachen hin und her wechseln. Unbedingt auschecken. Kurt, thank you very much. Danke fürs Zuschauen und goodbye. Bis dann.
Dankeschön.